Hi guys, this is Mugdha Pradhan and I'm going to take you through the basic steps of getting your OMX test done, or what we also sometimes call as the OATS or the organic acid test done. We are making this video, the team and I, so that when you are doing your test, you have clear, accurate guidance and instructions on how to really collect the sample. Because if the sampling is not done correctly and when we send it to the US, your sample gets rejected and your money gets wasted. Okay, so none of us are interested in wasting your money. So let's see how to do this right. What you will receive from iThrive is this test kit. Okay, this will be for your OAT test. Now I'm going to take you through the individual components of this test. Whom is this test recommended for in our own Alive program? If we see people having metabolic issues, if we see people having a lot of issues with neurotransmitters or protein metabolism, or just to kind of get a complete picture of what's happening in the body biochemically, this is one of the best tests. I often recommend it to people who are working with me for their mental, emotional, psycho-spiritual issues also, because this gives us a really great picture of what's happening inside the brain as well. So that's what this test is for. So I'm going to show you how to do the OMX test, but please, important to remember that you are required to avoid just don't eat any fruits for at least 24 hours, because eating fruits can actually cause a different kind of amino acids, metabolic acids to come into your urine. And even if you're taking any supplements, right, like if you're taking zinc or B vitamin or any of the supplements, even magnesium glycinate, avoid taking supplements also. So no supplements, no fruits for bare minimum is 1 day, but if possible at least 2-3 days, and then you do this test, because then we just get clear data about what's happening inside your body. So once you open this box, you're going to have quite a few packets. I'm just taking out one by one individually. There will be a Ziploc bag containing a lot of printouts. You're going to keep that aside for now. Then you will have another Ziploc bag that contains these two vials. Okay, so let's see what these vials are. You have a vial with a red tube, and then you have a vial which is a little bigger with a yellow cap, and it has some clear liquid in it. Okay, so what you want your phlebotomist to do is collect your blood sample in this one. Again, we actually have, just keep watching this video, we have full detailed instructions on how to do the sampling. So you have these two vials. The one with the red top is the one that you're going to be sending to the US for testing. This is the sample vial, not this one. On this, we have a very clear printed label where your first name, last name, requisition ID and date of birth is mentioned. Please make sure these details are entered. We've had samples rejected just because these details were not entered correctly. And use a permanent marker to write this. If you use just some sort of a ball pen, or if you write it with a pencil, or just like your whiteboard markers, it's going to get erased. We want this to be here permanently, make it through the transit. When it reaches the US, they should be able to read this well. Okay, so this is super important. Make sure this is written clearly. So along with that, in case like the sticker gets missed and you make an error or something, we've given you extra stickers. So if this gets destroyed in your process of writing, you can just remove this, and we have about 3-4 extra stickers that we've given you. Just peel it off and stick it on the vial. Okay, so this is just your backup plan. You don't need to do this. The vial we sent already comes with the sticker on it. Okay, so this we are keeping aside. How to draw the sample, how to do the plasma separation, all of that is part of this video, but that's been done by the phlebotomist himself. And then you have 2 ice packs. Okay, why are these ice packs important? After your sample is collected, we want your sample to be under it has to be as refrigerated or cold or frozen as possible, so that it makes it to the US during the entire transit. So what you're going to do is you're going to use these 2 ice packs to do that. We've put this in the kit so that you don't have to go running around for the ice packs. How to package it with the ice packs, again the phlebotomist will show that in the rest of this video. And then you have extra Ziploc bags, just because we like you and we like giving extra stuff. You can party with this if you don't need to use it. And actually one of the Ziploc bags will be used for your urine. So here we have a container for your urine sample. Okay. Now the OMX test requires both plasma and urine. How are you going to collect your urine? This has to be your first morning urine sample, okay? Which means as soon as you wake up, you go to the washroom, you're going to keep this, like in case you forget in the morning, please keep this little container in the washroom in the night itself. When you pee in the morning, when you go wake up and go, the first morning urine is what you need to collect. And you could collect up to, like, the instructions are there in the paper as well, but even 30 ml of your sample is more than enough. Again, after you collect this urine sample, what you're going to do is one of these stickers that have been given to you in this kit, right, with your plasma tubes. You take one of these stickers, peel it off and stick it on this after you finish collecting your urine sample, because in case there's some splashing or anything like that on this vial, on this little container, you want to wipe it with a tissue paper, clean it really well and stick it on that, okay? So that's about the urine and then put the urine sample in a separate Ziploc bag, and then you have these two. Now, I'm just quickly going to show you what are all the documents that are there that we send, okay? Because these documents are important for your logistics. So here are all the forms that are there in your kit. The first one has a logo of the lab that's going to be doing your test. It's called Diagnostic Solutions Laboratory. This is your requisition slip, okay? So what do we want in that? We want your name, your date of birth. You need to enter all your patient information here manually, and don't worry about the ordering clinician. That is something we'll already enter and send it to you. But what you need to do is, when there is this box for test information, you have to fill in the urine collection date and the blood collection date in the month, date, year format, and please check off the 8-hour fasting box here. Because remember, I told you in the beginning that before you do this test, you have to be at least fasting for 8 hours. Don't bother putting anything about the credit card payment authorization. You don't need to do that. Okay, so this is form number 1. And then you have 3 copies of this commercial invoice. There's like the iThrive logo there. It's a blue thing. What you need to do is write down your name, your address, your city, country, postal code, telephone number and email ID. The reason there are 3 copies is, one, your courier service, if that's FedEx, that they might ask it, one might be needed by customs, and one is just a backup option in case someone needs it. Okay, so these are 3 copies of the same document. Please fill all 3 copies up. And then you have the instruction guidelines for your urine collection sample. What I just told about, it has to be the first and as you wake up, that's what you want. And you write your number. So basically all the instructions I gave you on video is what are written here. The second one is a set of instructions for your phlebotomist. Now, in case someone wants to read through and understand how to do it, this is here. But otherwise, the instructions are there in the video also, right? So this is phlebotomist instructions. Okay. And then we have something called as a packing list. So here again on top, we need you to put your name, address and phone number. This is something that the courier company might require. And the last is a letter addressed to you or anyone who is reading it, signed by me, saying that this particular sample that we are sending is non-hazardous, non-toxic, non-inflammable, non-everything possible on this planet, so that it can be sent without any restrictions. Okay, so it's a non-hazardous infectious certificate that we are giving to you. Really important to put this in your shipping also. Okay, so these are all the documents. You don't need to send these two. The OMX instructions don't need to be sent, but the requisition form, the 3 commercial invoices, the packing list and the non-infectious certificate and letter must go in your kit, along with the red vial that's going to be inside the ice packs, which you will see how to do. Now, with the urine sample, what you need to do is, after you collect your first morning urine, before you ship it, you put it in the freezer for at least 2 hours. Okay, so it gets frozen for 2 hours. Once it is frozen for at least 2 hours, then your plasma sample along with the gel packs and this urine sample together with all the documents goes into an envelope and then gets shipped. Okay, so I'm just repeating this one more time. All of the signed documents, your plasma sample that's going to be between 2 ice packs, and your urine sample that has been frozen for 2 hours together in one kit are shipped to the address that is mentioned here on top, which is Diagnostic Solutions Laboratory, Alpharetta. This is where your sample is going to go. Okay. So thank you so much for staying here and watching how to do this. We love this test because it gives us a lot of insights about whatever is happening with your health. And usually it doesn't take more than 2 weeks for the data to come to us. So just do this part really well and we should have your results within the next 2 weeks.
अभी जो इसमें सैंपल लिया है इसको हम सेंट्रीफ्यूज करेंगे। ये 1000 आरपीएम को सेंट्रीफ्यूज किया जाएगा और ये 10 मिनट सेंट्रीफ्यूज करना है। तो इसको यहाँ पे हम रखेंगे बैलेंस ट्यूब को और इसके सामने ब्लड सैंपल लिए हुए ट्यूब रखेंगे और फिर बाद में इसको कैप क्लोज करके मशीन को ऑन करना है। ये जो है वो ठीक से निकालना पड़ता है क्योंकि ये प्लाज्मा रहता है। ये ज़्यादा इसको शेक वगैरह थोड़ा सा जो हिल गया ना तो ये प्लाज्मा और ये आरबीसी दोनों मिक्स हो जाएंगे। ये मिक्स नहीं होना चाहिए। यहाँ पे मार्किंग लिखी है 2 ml। तो यहाँ तक आपको सैंपल लेना हो ये सीरम प्लाज्मा। इसको ठीक से पैक लॉक करना पड़ेगा। ये जो है प्लाज्मा इसके ट्यूब में से इस ट्यूब में निकालना है और इसके ऊपर पेशेंट का नाम वगैरह डिटेल्स लिखने होंगे। अभी जो ये सैंपल है इसको हम पैक करेंगे। ऐसा करके बॉक्स में आप इसके पैक करिए और सेंड कर सकते हो।